Selected one. Some souls have carried heavenly protection over the ages, which comes into play when darkness puts its focus on them. The most potent message of all was sent when global forces retaliated with instant retribution to those who tried to harm you by tormenting everyone else. No one should meddle with the chosen. There is a universe all around you where certain souls thrive on the energy of others. Take a thorough look at your social groups, area, and place of employment. There are hidden hierarchies everywhere. That boss who controls via intimidation. Coworkers who bowed their heads in deference. Dominance and submission were the foundations of the whole ecology. They start with the newbies, always. See how they establish unachievable expectations, create failures, and plan public humiliations in order to isolate those new faces. With mechanical accuracy, the pattern repeats. A bright-eyed, potential-filled individual shows up. Weeks later, reduced, hollow-eyed, and conditioned to take up little room. Something much more basic than human law is being violated by what is happening in front of you, and an ancient understanding has awoken deep inside your solar plexus. These power disparities, these spiritual feeding grounds where the many provide food for the few, are rejected by the universe itself. From the start, the others saw something peculiar about you. You weren't submitting by remaining silent. It was evaluation. It wasn't fear that kept you apart. It was a calculated move. They could feel the silent fire blazing under your surface, even as you carried out your tasks flawlessly, never attracting notice or going out of line. They had good reason to be worried, since, in contrast to the others, you are carrying something they cannot understand. Heavenly permission to stand where angels are afraid to go. With mathematical certainty comes the inevitable conflict. Their ravening eyes eventually focus on you, after devouring everyone else. That report needs to be completely redone by morning, they declare to everyone in the workplace. Their voice has that familiar sharpness, the tone that has shattered hundreds before you, even if you have carefully followed every detail. Everybody holds their breath. The ceremonial offering has started. However, an amazing event occurs. Warmth flows forth from your core, replacing that familiar sensation of fear. Time becomes sluggish. The hues get more intense. Sounds became really clear. Within you, the universal powers that have been quietly observing now completely awaken. You get up. The room's stale energy is stirred by the simple deed. To share the love of the angels, write Amen, and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. Eyes enlarge, breath catches. As you look them in the eye, you do so with complete clarity rather than hostility. On your lips, a single word appears, no. That syllable has a force that is beyond words. The weight of cosmic law is on it. It stands for all the souls that ought to have spoken, but were unable to do so. The correction that the universe has been waiting to provide via you is embodied by it. Then, everything is different. The old contract between the bully and the victim that demands your fear is totally broken. When the selected victim declines their part, the manager's script is powerless. The workplace's whole spiritual environment rotates on its axis. You have turned into the pivot that the global balance now uses to correct itself. Their expression changes to one of incredulity. Their authority has never been so openly and straightforwardly questioned. Their body language is a well-rehearsed display of authority as they approach your desk. Their most potent weapon against the others is that menacing whisper, which they use while speaking. Perhaps you don't understand what's at stake here. Your performance review, your promotion track, your entire career path. Every danger is presented with surgical accuracy in order to weaken your defenses. But the feeling inside of you becomes stronger with each word they say. It travels down your arms, into your fingers, and into your chest. You identify this feeling as a spiritual presence manifesting in your bodily body without knowing how. Your serenity grows because something much bigger than you suddenly takes your place, not because you forced yourself to be brave. Coworkers sneak glances at this extraordinary spectacle around the workplace. They have seen this very performance hundreds of times, and each time the same thing happens. However, a new development is currently taking place in front of them. As the boss becomes more and more upset, you maintain your composure and exude an authority that cuts over organizational boundaries. Something amazing occurs when they accentuate an especially nasty threat with a finger lift. Suddenly, their pricey coffee cup, which is securely placed away from the edge, slips over the glossy surface and breaks against the floor. Nobody touched it. Nobody knocked against the desk. The manager takes a step back, temporarily perplexed by this unexplained phenomenon. Their visage flickers with something primordial, the first realization that forces higher than themselves had joined the game. The next days show an increasing trend. The management uses their whole toolkit of professional warfare techniques after failing to establish control right away. Just before presentations, your data disappear from shared drives. Inexplicably, your name vanishes from important email threads. To share the love of the angels, write Amen and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. Abrupt transfers to faraway departments happen to your greatest pals. These strategies have worked many times previously. However, reality acts differently around you. Beyond conscious control, a field of protection has been constructed by universal forces. They make humiliating mistakes on presentations that you know were flawless when they pass off your stolen work as their own. Their technology fails miserably when they set up secret meetings to weaken your stance. Screens become blank, connections break, the recordings are tainted. Even with several backups, important papers disappear when they fabricate evidence against you. Your co-workers' eyes expand as they watch. When the manager isn't there, rumors spread. Some people turn away from you because they see a risky change in the balance of power. Others approach unconsciously looking for refuge in your strange defense. You remain perfectly balanced throughout it all, not planning retaliation or getting involved in office politics, but carrying on with your outstanding job while retaining the unwavering composure that now characterizes you. This alone turns as your most potent weapon. Your resistance to their assaults implies that you have access to a power source that they are unable to pinpoint. The manager is fixated on making you lose your cool. Every setback makes them more determined. However, the imperceptible line separating celestial justice from earthly power becomes thinner with each assault. When the time is right, the global forces will completely express their decision. As pandemonium erupts around you, you find yourself perfectly still in the center of a spiritual storm. Alert, Selected One. All 4 of the Astral Atom channels, Obsidian, Chosen Chronicles, Astral Atom, and the recently added Legacy Forged, have daily drops that you already like. We're expanding quickly and creating a media network that they can't destroy. However, what is the reality? It is filtered, distorted, and concealed. Your heart is still aware of reality. You're here for that reason, because the simulation glitch was sensed by you. You're not awaiting approval. You're prepared to take back control. The full-time selected are eligible to join the Obsidian Inner Order. Weekly Zoom conversations, techniques for psychological warfare, secret lessons, and equipment they don't want you to have. Now is the moment to remember. In the description, there is a link. Your true life starts inside. At your yearly review meeting, the conflict becomes apparent. Armed with a lengthy dossier detailing contrived failures, the manager shows up prepared to fire you. The strain of the last several weeks is evident on their face, with heavy bags under their eyes that dart frantically across the room. They've started to fall apart fundamentally because of your ongoing calm. There is a noticeable electric charge in the air when you sit across from them. Other people also feel it. Unexpectedly, the administrative assistant who usually takes notes recalls an important call. Just the two of you remain in this last confrontation between celestial authority and earthly power as the door shuts. The manager starts talking, his tone tense with barely contained rage. The lights flicker menacingly as they make the first false charge. They take a moment, look up, and then make the second charge. Behind them, the presentation screen pixelates into unintelligible patterns. They are forced to halt once again by the high-pitched feedback from the recording device on the table. It seems like the room reacts to the lies being spoken. The temperature swings drastically, being uncomfortable warm 1 minute and dangerously cold the next. Papers shuffle in a motionless manner. Concentric circles are formed on the surface of the water glass at the manager's elbow when it vibrates a little. With every false accusation made against you, these manifestations become worse. The water glass tips unaffected when they make the most severe charge, the one that would ruin not just your job, but also your reputation in the industry. As ink runs over damaging confessions, liquid spills over their painstakingly prepared paperwork, making pages unreadable. For the first time, the manager really sees you when he glances up. Instead of an employee struggling to survive, they come across a person exuding a calm power that is beyond their understanding. Their face lights up with real horror for the first time, the innate awareness that they are surrounded by something they cannot comprehend or control. In that instant, heavenly justice says, "Enough," without using words. The conference ends suddenly. The manager rushes out of the meeting without a formal conclusion, papers spilling and his face devoid of color. In the midst of this spiritual maelstrom, you sit there totally composed. You don't say a word of victory. There are no signs of triumph on your features. Human amplification is not necessary for divine justice. To share the love of the angels, write Amen and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. Everything changes in a matter of days. Every department receives anonymous complaints about the manager's actions. Former workers who have proof of prior abuses get in touch with human resources. Unexpected witnesses come forward to bring long-forgotten occurrences back to light. The time frame moves more quickly than typical bureaucratic procedures. While the inquiry is ongoing, the manager is on administrative leave. Blinds drawn, their office, that inner cloister of terror, is deserted. In one lunch hour, their nameplate disappears from the door. You never criticize them. You never add to the mounting chorus of charges, and you never take part in workplace rumors about their demise during this rapid turnaround. You don't have to. It is you, not you, who have just restored the global equilibrium. The manager walks by your desk and stops when they return for a little while to empty their office under security observation. In that last instant of recognition, your eyes connect. No words are said between you, but the message is crystal clear. Some souls are protected by God, making them impervious to others who have evil intentions. Dozens of shoulders around the building are relieved as they leave for the last time. The voices become louder. Break rooms are filled with laughter again. Through undertakings that had stalled under the oppressive grip of fear, creativity blossoms once again. You see it all with silent comprehension. Personal vindication was never the objective. You served as the pivotal moment for cosmic recalibration. Through your being, the cosmos only declared, "Divine order shall triumph." It wasn't a random encounter for you. Some people have carried an energy signature that inherently repels negativity throughout human history. These designated spirits include you. You have been protected in many ways throughout your life by this natural barrier. Even what you saw to be routine disputes had more meaning. Those times when attackers abruptly withdrew, threats vanished for no apparent reason, and assaults intended for you ended up somewhere else. Heavenly protection kicking in around your field. Others refer to this energy signature as heavenly authority, while others term it old soul presence. The truth is more important than the labels. You carry a cosmic certification that gives you security beyond comprehension as you go through this earth. In addition to making you stand out, This marker links you to other people who have similar signatures. Despite being dispersed across mankind, these marked souls are able to identify one another without conscious awareness because to electromagnetic resonance. You all work together to create an unseen grid that maintains the planet's spiritual equilibrium during important evolutionary shifts. Cosmic powers decided that your protection is essential to fulfilling your soul's mission here. There is a higher purpose for your heavenly protection than your own comfort. It is there because you accepted a soul-level duty that calls on you to resist the influence of certain evil forces. This agreement was made before to your actual arrival, not while you were still aware. This arrangement is confirmed by those instances in which bullies inexplicably falter around you. Observe how often those who injure others without repercussions are promptly brought to justice when they attack you. Your position under cosmic law is shown by this pattern. As powerful as this protection is, so too is its obligation. You are a live example of the existence of higher rules that are unaffected by human activity. To share the love of the angels, write Amen and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. Even in apparently chaotic systems, spiritual energies are still at work, as shown by your mere being. There are certain stipulations in this invisible contract. The more you connect yourself with the goal of your soul, the more protection you get. Divine powers remove barriers with amazing efficiency when you are working within your true purpose. Protection gets more selective as you deviate from your course. It never fully leaves you, but instead acts more subtly. You also have to make certain promises under the contract. While operating in the physical world, you must be conscious of your spiritual essence. Attacks against you must be seen for what they are. Systemic efforts to obstruct the work of your soul, not personal slights. Instead of reacting out of ego reaction, you must react out of greater awareness. To share the love of the angels, write Amen and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. Above all, you need to realize that your protection is in place for the sake of global equilibrium, not for your own benefit. Your personal experience is used as a focal point for a larger correction by the forces protecting you in the service of cosmic progress. The bullies that pick on you and are caught right away, they suffer from accelerated karma because global forces utilize these interactions as teaching opportunities for everyone concerned, not because you deserve retribution. You continue to convey the same cosmic message. Spiritual law triumphs over human manipulation. Negative control systems are disrupted just by your existence. Entering situations where manipulation is common causes you to unintentionally release an energy frequency that upsets the balance of power. This explains why domineering people often want to exclude you from events, organizations, or groups. Your genuine energy inherently disrupts their capacity to retain control, not because you've done anything wrong. When you're not intentionally using this disruptor frequency, it works at its strongest. When injustice occurs, it instantly activates, which is why bullies often fail soon after they attack you. When certain levels of cosmic law breach take place around you, codes in your energy signature cause an instantaneous rebalance. Your presence is seen as existentially dangerous by those who function by dominance, manipulation, and terror. Their systems are unable to survive in your sphere of energy. Their standard strategies don't work. Without your intentional intervention, their meticulously crafted hierarchies start to exhibit stress cracks. You act as a live antiviral defense for compromised computers. Beyond conscious human control, your energy signature automatically searches surroundings, spots patterns that violate universal law, and starts corrective methods. This occurs whether you realize it or not, whether you embrace your position or not, and whether you believe in it or not. Those who have sparked significant systemic shifts by simply refusing to take part in long-standing corruption have shown this disruptor frequency throughout history. Their strength stemmed from upholding their internal sovereignty which inherently expose the dysfunction in their surroundings, rather than from engaging in external conflict. Others get choice points for your presence. Your energy is energizing and enlightening to those who are in alignment with cosmic truth. Despite your seeming innocuousness, many involved in control systems perceive you as threatening. Without your conscious awareness, this polarization occurs spontaneously, exposing the spiritual orientation of others in your immediate vicinity. Evolution is calling now that you are aware of this trend in your life. Now is the moment to transform this energy from an unconscious carrier to a conscientious steward. This information is meant to help you reach your greatest spiritual potential, not to boost your ego. Your presence has exponential strength when you truly embrace this understanding. The emphasis changes from showing your value to just being yourself, from struggling against darkness to just embodying light, and from seeking approval from others to focusing on personal sovereignty. Build an unwavering inner serenity as your cornerstone. Maintain your vitality by creating healthy boundaries, connecting with nature, and practicing meditation every day. Not all of these activities constitute self-care. They stand for necessary upkeep for the person carrying your specific spiritual mission. Understand the distinction between soul authority and ego power. Ego aims to control other people. Respect comes easily and spontaneously to the soul. Ego requires continual affirmation. Through its connection to the source, the soul continues to affirm itself. When attacked, ego responds defensively. While global forces manage reaction, the soul watches with empathetic detachment. When you stop attempting to persuade others of your viewpoint and just fully live it, your efficacy rises dramatically. When you totally identify with your own self instead of adjusting to external expectations, the divine energies operating through you are at their most potent. Pay attention to how you respond to resistance. Observe the impact of attempted manipulation on your energy field. Watch dispassionately how global forces react to people who want to devalue you.